The government of Indonesia decides to relax some COVID-19 pandemic restrictions on the public activities and mobilities currently, which allows limited people gathering, including for exhibitions and also art performances. And also there's opening of movie theaters, restaurant, dine-in.
One of the exhibitions that manages to come back this year is the Indonesian Contemporary Art and Design, or the ICAD 2021. That's going to start from October 21st through the 28th. To know about this festival, we have with us on Asia Prime tonight Amanda Aryawan, Deputy Festival Director for ICAD. Good evening, Mbak Amanda. Welcome to Asia Prime. Mbak Amanda, these 2 years the pandemic has been underway and it has burdened society in so many ways. We know that multiple sectors, including the art and design sectors, have been affected. And therefore, you named this year's Indonesia's Contemporary Art and Design 2021 with the theme PUBLIK. Would you mind sharing with us why and how do this theme come about? What inspired, what is the inspiration behind it?
Of course, yeah. Thank you very much for inviting us over at Asia Prime tonight. And yeah, indeed, PUBLIK is really the theme for ICAD this year because, of course, with the pandemic that is happening with all of us, the way we interact with each other, the way we interact with things around us, including art and design, have, of course, changed. In fact, the way we lived is going to affect how we are going to proceed in the future. So the theme PUBLIK this year is really inviting artists and designers to respond to all of the issues that we are facing today. So of course, the pandemic has shifted the way we interact, and the future depends on how we can tackle these issues. So all of the artists and designers here tonight, here at ICAD this year, they respond to what is happening right now in the world today, and they give insights to the public on how we should react and how we should think about the future. So all of these speculations, all of these ideas, and also I would say solutions to how we should face the future are presented in the forms of arts and design. Yeah.
Okay, but Amanda, we see that other prestigious entities such as London Design Biennale, and then there's Parekraf and also Institut Français d'Indonésie, and many more involved with this is truly a collaboration, if we say. But what kind of collaboration do you want to represent, and how does it reflect on perhaps on art design innovation program, discussion, etc.? What can you describe about this?
Yeah, I would say that this year's edition is really special. It's quite phenomenal because more than ever, we are bringing more international collaborations to our stage. So that includes, as you said before, the London Design Biennale, Super Design Show, and also Institut Français d'Indonésie, or IFI, and also ICAD, which is the cultural center for Italy and Indonesia. So all of these international collaborators are actually here not just for us to exchange knowledge and artistic forms, but also for Indonesia itself to sort of establish their position in the international stage. So as we know, we have a lot of talents in Indonesia, in terms of art, design, and other disciplines. So, what's really interesting about ICAD, we also include other aspects and other fields that intersect with art and design, such as you can see, last night at our opening, we also invited designers and performers to perform something for the opening night. So all of these different fields, they intersect together through ICAD, and all of the talents that we have in Indonesia are shown through the world through all of these collaborations, in the forms of talks, exchanges of exhibitions and showcases. So not only that the Indonesian audience are able to see all of these creations from their own country, but also the public in France and Italy and elsewhere in London. They will also be able to see what we have in our country. So yeah, this is really an occasion for us to show what we are proud of, what Indonesia is proud of in terms of art and design.
Mbak Amanda, I'm sure all the artists and designers featured in this year's ICAD are all exceptional and noteworthy, but we would like to know, is there any one or two that are special and we should be looking forward to?
Well, speaking of the collaboration with London Design Biennale, I think it will be really interesting for you to actually witness all of the artworks, of course, in the show. But mainly, there is an installation that you should experience by Dea Widya, who represented Indonesia at the latest London Design Biennale. So the main installation that she presented over there at London is presented also in ICAD this year. So that's an amazing opportunity for those of you who weren't able, let's say, to go to London and experience it at the London Design Biennale, to actually experience it here in Jakarta itself. So yeah, that's one of the main installation that we have here. Of course, we have also other established names as part of the exhibition.
If we talk about the exhibition, especially about art, and this is contemporary art, usually it is enjoyed not only from Indonesia, but also other visitors from many countries. Since it's pandemic, there's still restrictions and limitation from them who wants to go to Indonesia. So can they enjoy the exhibition as well from those who wants to watch the exhibition, but they come from foreign countries?
Yeah, of course, with the pandemic taking place this year, we have really experimented with other ways of showing and other ways of exchanging the creations that we have in Indonesia, so that the international public could also experience it without even mobilizing, just staying in their own countries. They could enjoy all of the online talks. In fact, we have 50 online programs this year for people to enjoy. And also, we will also have a virtual showcase of the actual exhibition that's happening in ICAD this year. So yeah, it's not to worry for those public who reside elsewhere abroad. They can still enjoy ICAD this year.
Amanda, just one last question before we close. Besides the artistic vision that you put into PUBLIK for ICAD this year, how do you view the evolution of the art and design market in the current time in Indonesia?
Yeah, so of course, all of the fields in the world, are facing challenges in this very unsettling times, and that's the same thing for us in arts and design. But yet, I think what's really interesting is that art and design is always about life, about how we live, right? So when issues like this happen, then artists and designers are maybe first to even tackle these issues through creative expressions, such as artworks and product designs or space designs, etc. So all of these things that they create, they become sort of our medium to learn about what we should do, right? In terms of the art and design markets itself, I think in contrast to what's happening this year, with the pandemic and all of the economic challenges that we are facing, we also see an increment in the interest of young collectors and young art enthusiasts to actually start buying products and also artworks that are the results of these creative creations. So that's a very interesting phenomenon, because now we see a lot of them coming to the exhibition and not just experiencing the artwork and the design per se, but also actually having the urge to even own them, to even put these in their house, in their homes. So that's a very interesting phenomenon that, despite the pandemic, there is such a big interest and it keeps on going. And that's also the whole reason why we would like ICAD to still happen this year. Of course, with all the safety considerations that are taking place, we are still finding ways to present ICAD in the best way and safest way possible this year. Yeah. And just to add, what's really interesting about ICAD this year is that with the collaboration that we have with the government, we are also presenting what we call Kemang 12730 or 12730. That's the postcode for Kemang. So what we are trying to do is that we also expand ICAD to the whole district, so that the whole district of Kemang would also be involved. So it's becoming an ecology and an ecosystem, and a network on its own. So yeah, that's what's really interesting. And by reaching out to all of these partners, these new initiatives and places, that also encourages younger public to be involved. And going back to what we discussed about the art and market, the art and design market in Indonesia, this initiative, we hope, would also help to increase their enthusiasm. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing and for inviting all of our audience and viewers. Welcome to join ICAD in Kemang, South Jakarta. We wish you all the very best for the event, Mbak Amanda.
Can't wait for the thank you, Mbak Amanda.